Hello, welcome back, friends and family of the Desert Dreams Homestead. I'm going to try this video again today. I did shoot one yesterday. It was quite windy. Today is still pretty windy. I'm wearing this in hopes of muffling the sound of the wind in my earpiece for your video today. Yesterday we had a big day on the homestead. We had our new shipping container dropped off. As you can see in the background, we're super excited about it. So here I'm going to show you guys what we got here. So our 40-foot high cube container. Man, I'm really happy with this thing. I'd never seen it before yesterday. Kind of bought it sight unseen from a place that sells them. See if I can pick this up. You can see it's really, really straight down that side. And look at this way, so I'm right up against it. But again, super duper straight. This thing is super nice. No heavy dents or dings. I mean, it's got some rust, but you can't buy a shipping container that's made a trip across the ocean that doesn't have any rust. So if you guys have ever bought a shipping container, or if anybody out there's bought a used one, you'll know this is a pretty clean one. No major damage at all. There's a small dent. If I get my shadow out of it, maybe you can see right down there, it sticks out just a tiny little bit. And then up here, up high, there's one rib that's just dented in just a little bit right up there that you can see kicked in. But outside of that, this container is really, really clean, guys. It's a 40-foot high cube, and then we had here, I'll go around this side. We had a roll-up door cut into one side. So this here is the door end. And it works. The seals are good. They spin. I didn't have to take a mallet to it to get it open for the first time. I'm really, really happy with it. Lines up. You can see this door here we still got closed. We only need the one open. But everything lines up real good. The seals are in decent shape. The bars probably show the most amount of wear on them. They're definitely weathered, but you know, they spin and they work. So happy. Now, because it did get dropped off yesterday, I have already started moving some of my stuff in here. You can see the dust blowing in. It's windy today. I've already started moving my stuff in and using it, but you can see the insides of this thing are nice and clean. Nice and clean. The paint's in good shape. It does not smell. My floor is in really good shape. The whole floor looks like this. Nothing buckled. Everything lines up. It's easy to slide things around. I'm just happy all the way around. This brand new door is the door we put on, or had put on, I should say. And it's nice. It's a brand new door. Here, let me step out here. Maybe you guys can see that whole thing there. So that's nice to have. It's just one of those basic roll-up doors. You know, that just operates super smooth and easy. I'm, again, just super happy with the unit. So that's part of the big news that got dropped off yesterday. Today, go ahead and give another update of something that we started just today, in fact. Wood chipping. So it's kind of a silly plan in all reality, but I've got this idea that I'm going to chip up using my wood chipper here as much of my snag piles as I can. Obviously not doing things like the root balls or even most of the roots, because they'll just dull out the chipper real bad. But we got started on that today. This thing is a little finicky. It's a nice chipper, but sometimes it doesn't like to start, just like I'm sure any other small gas engine. So anywho, it's just another project getting going on the homestead here. So let me walk you out to the other real big thing that we got done yesterday, or delivered, which was our solar pump equipment. So the pump was already put in, but yesterday, you might be able to see out there, I got a 2,500 gallon water storage tank delivered, as well as the solar panels and the pressure pots and a little 3 horsepower pump for giving pressure to the main lines to the house. There we go. So other things I've been working on is getting quotes for our foundation. We got one quote back. It was just insane. It's almost double what I was expecting it to be. I know it's a big house. I know it's a big pad. I know there's been a concrete shortage for over a year. I know all these things. I was not prepared for that bid. Let me explain. So, but we are going to get some other bids coming. I got an appointment next Wednesday with the local concrete company here to offer me a bid. I'm still talking with some other contractors, trying to get some bids. But that's the next step. Get the foundation moving so that I can start dropping ICF block on top of that. So back out here by the well, I extended the ditch since the last video. So this is the ditch that goes all the way down there by the container where I just was. We had stopped it a bit early, but I extended it to here, and now I probably should have gone another 2 or 3 feet, but you know, if that's all the more I got to dig by hand, I guess I'll live. This here is what's left of the well. This is what they've got in there. So this is my electrical that runs down to the solar pump. That pipe has schedule 120 PVC that runs down. The pump is sitting at 560 feet down, and our static water line was at 405 feet. I was floored. I did not expect that. We wanted 100 feet of water. We were told to expect it around 480, anywhere from 450 to 500 really. So I paid to drill to 600, and they went all the way to 600. It was great. They're pretty certain they hit the water table around that 480 mark, like everybody was guessing. And then the static water pressure of that water table pushed it all the way up to 405. That's pretty impressive. So that means we got a good water situation right now. We've got almost 200 feet of water, and at an average drop of 4 inches per year, I mean, that's like 500-600 a year's worth of water. So, you know, even if something goes terribly wrong in that calculation, we're set. Here are the 4 solar panels right here. They're just sitting there, nothing going yet. And then there's our pump and our 2 pressure pots in these 2 boxes here. So all of that is here and on the ground. Really, all I got to do is hook those solar panels up to that pump wire, and that thing would start pushing out water from my well. I don't know if you guys hear that or not, but the local Air Force Space pretty regularly surveys our land, I think. They're always on alert. That's one thing that makes me feel good. But almost daily we get a nice little air show out here. It's kind of cool. All right, and then here again is that big 2,500 gallon water storage tank. This thing is it's big. I don't think I can give you any kind of relation to it. So this is me standing all the way up against it. It's well above my head. So I believe the footprint is 8 feet, and I think it's 12 feet high. So nice big tank. That should be more than big enough for the house. However, right here is where I'm going to be putting the pump house. It's going to be pretty good size, mainly because I'm building it to hold double what we're installing today. This is so, again, you know, we're doing this for the children. If you guys are watching this long into the future and down the road, we love you dearly. We did all this for you. This is for Ashton, Isaiah, Erica, and all generations that come from that. You know, so we want this to be able to have more houses hook up to it in the future. So I'm going to build a concrete pad that will hold actually 2 of these tanks, so that I can add a tank later if I want, or if next generations need to. I'm also going to make the pump house big enough to hold 4 pressure pots and 2 of those pumps inside of it, with room to still maintenance all the equipment once it's installed. So it's going to be big and roomy at the beginning for sure. But you know, if that's something that our generations ever need to add to or increase onto, they'll be able to do that no problem. This whole thing, this whole dream, this whole desert dream of ours, doing this and starting a new way of living, is all just for future generations. It's supposed to be a multi-generational homestead. We want our families to stay here and thrive and do really well. It's 40 acres, so there should be plenty of room as our children start having their own families and branching out. Mom and Dad down in Florida, we still hope that you guys come and be a part of this. I got the water lines out to you. I just realized that sun makes it where you guys can't see anything. Got the water lines out to you. I'm going to be bringing the power lines over. I really hope that works out for you guys. And hopefully, by the time the next generation's taking over this property, I'm hoping there'll be 3 houses, 3 different residences on this property by the time I die, and they will all have their own place to live and be here. You know, we don't know what's coming in the future. I think some hard times are coming, so we want to make it something that they can live on. And by homesteading and growing so much of our own food and you know, meat and everything, hopefully they can stay pretty self-sufficient, not be victim to any kind of supply chain problems or, you know, so much of the stuff that we deal with in this world right now. Sorry guys, I'm walking over. It's a long walk to get you guys from one thing to the next on this homestead. It's on this piece of property. But over here, swap the camera. You guys will probably recognize most of this area. I've been showing it. We dug this ditch for the power line that is going to be bringing power onto our property. And so you can see that ditch is awfully straight, and then right in front of us, this pile of rock here curves and goes all the way over to this pole. That is the way the ditches ran today. This pole is for our temporary power, but once the house is built, this ditch is going to come straight all the way down, and you can see this orange cap right here on the ground. These are our ground rods that we have now pounded almost all the way into the ground. We're so close. These things were a pain in the butt. So this ground rod right here is expected, the house should be sitting pretty close, right up against that thing, running that way and this way towards me and out that way. This is kind of a corner junction of the house where everything's going to come into it. And so these grounding rods are going to eventually, here in the next week or so, get hooked up with this pole to the power. And then when the house is built, that pole will be removed. The line will be permanent, so we won't like extend or change the line. We will have to dig up just enough to get us back from the pole back to this straight. And then from there, we will have to continue digging straight all the way to here, and then it will come out of the ground here, but the house will be right there. And so instead of mounting to the pole, the meter box will just mount right to the side of the house right there. And so I don't know if you guys saw that in the last video, but these grounding rods, you know, they were still up a couple feet out of the ground, and now this one's up probably 2 or 3 inches if I were to level the ground off and get it out of that hole, and that one's only up maybe an inch. So we're close. We got to pound them down just a little bit more, but it's close. And then of course this right here is just where the house is going to be sitting. Now here where these snag piles are, this will be where the septic field is, also where our chickens will be raised here on the homestead for us. So yeah, moving along. I just wanted to make a video and walk around and show some of the exciting developments. Again, we've got the shipping container, we've got all the stuff for the well here, and we've got the electrical getting started. So other news on the electrical, our permits have been approved through the DOT, and so at this time the only thing that is holding that up is me being able to find an electrical meter box, and I'm really struggling with this one, guys. So I need a 400 amp residential single gang, you know, 1 meter box, and I've been literally laughed out of 2 stores, and chuckled at it, just kind of like asked if I was joking when I asked about it at like Home Depot. And so it's just impossible to get. There is none out there. I was told that they were running before the pandemic around $1,200 or so, 15 tops. You know, nowadays $2,500 would probably not be a bad price, just because, you know, if you can find them, but you can't find them. And the only ones that I can find that are for sale are around $8,000. I've seen as high as $10,000 for something that literally costed $1,200 a year ago. And so they're just gouging because they have it available and they know nobody else does. That's what that comes down to. So I'm not making that purchase by no means. The alternative is to find a 2-gang meter box, two different meters, 200 amps each, and then wire the house through 2 different circuits essentially, which I'm okay with. I mean, I was kind of already planning to do that to some extent anyway, having some sub panels. So now we just take panels, you know, off of different meters. And it'll work out. It's a big house, and it'll work out. It's all gonna be in the same spot. So those are a little bit more easily available, even though I'm still struggling with it some. I had one on order. I was told it was going to be here in 8 days. On day 7, I checked in on it, and they let me know that it got back ordered. And so that got canceled, and now I just got to find another one. I don't think it's going to be as difficult to find. I was told that I would be able to find this. So once I get that, then they're more than happy to come and run the electricity for us, which is great. And again, we're working on bids for the foundation and stuff. So that's where we're at. I mean, if anybody out there's got a 400 amp residential all-in-one, hey, let me know. I'm in the market, but at the same time, that's not something I'm expecting. So other things real quick, just to put it there. Hopefully we'll be building that pump house here in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to Home Depot tonight, hopefully get the stuff ordered. I think they can drop it all off next Wednesday. That's their delivery dates out in my area. And we'll be building that probably by the end of by Christmas. We'll probably have that up and things going there, which is really, really good and exciting. But my other son, Ashton, who lives in Washington, we were so excited. He's coming down on the 17th. And kiddo, if you're watching this, we are counting down the days just like you. I'm so excited. So it'll be fun. I think we'll actually be building that pump house while he's here. And, it's going to be a family event just like the rest of this has. So, get my kids out here to drive the tractor, and my wife had a great time driving the tractor. So, this is a family thing. That's what we're doing out here. That's what it's all about. But anyways, if you're enjoying things, go check out some of the other videos. I make a lot of short videos. This is one of the longer ones. I usually keep them no more than about 10, 15 minutes tops. And I kind of just do little videos on what we've done and the advances that we've made. We're going to have animals and livestock and all kinds of stuff, but it's all coming in time. First, I got to get this construction done. So there's lots of homesteaders out there on YouTube. There's a few people that are building, but this is from the ground up. Get in early and watch this from the start. I mean, it's just all dirt. There's nothing here right now. So ride. This is going to be an ICF house, insulated concrete forms made with styrofoam. And so we're doing it ourselves all the way through. So it's going to be an adventure. So subscribe, hit the notification button. So as I send these videos out, you'll see that they're out there. I don't have a regular upload schedule. I'm hoping to be doing at least one a week, maybe more often, just short to show these little updates and things. So nothing should be too big of a watch. Leave some comments, give me some suggestions, ask questions. I'll be very, very active in that and get back to you as soon as I can. So hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and we'll catch you soon, if not by the end of the week, next week sometime for sure. So take care, guys. I'm signing off. It's awful windy, and I hope this audio has not been terrible. Bye-bye.